Really nothing negative to say about the 392 outside of one minor detail, and you guys probably know what I'm about to say, but of course how's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and it's hard to believe that it has already been 6 months since I got my 2023 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. I've put 4,500 miles on this thing, both on and off-road, and it's been a blast ever since I got it. So in this video, I wanted to give you guys a 6-month review of my 2023 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. So I've literally said this in every single video talking about the 392, but you know, it really is the best of both worlds. This thing is pretty much one of the most capable off-road vehicles that you can get from the factory. 6.4 liter V8, 392 Hemi, 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, you know, 35-inch all-terrain tires, BF Goodrich KO2s, 315 wides with the Extreme Recon package, and the list goes on. You know, front and rear differentials, completely factory. You get an electronic sway bar disconnect, completely from the factory. And then switching over to the on-road driving, you get torque reserve, which is a whole bunch of fun to use. As you guys saw there, it definitely isn't a slouch. With this thing, you can have fun on and off-road. It does 0 to 60 in like 4.5 seconds, and I've seen it tested for 4 seconds. Which, by the way, is also quicker than my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack that I had before this at 4.2 seconds to 60. This thing weighs about 5,100 pounds, so it definitely is not aerodynamic or light by any means, but obviously it's not made for on-road performance. It's just an additional thing that you get with one of the most capable off-road vehicles you can get from the factory. I really can't think of any other vehicle that I would want outside of this thing. This thing really is my dream car, outside of getting like a Bugatti or a Lamborghini. But even then, I would probably end up just selling it and getting one of these and then getting something else as a performance car if I had to pick between, you know, this or a Lamborghini or a Bugatti or something like that. So, you know, either way, I still would want to have a 392 Wrangler because it really is the best of both worlds. You have so much freedom between where you can drive. You know, I don't have to worry about potholes, speed bumps, hitting the curb or anything like that. I don't even have to be worried about curbing the wheels in this thing because the sidewall on the tires is just that wide. So really nothing negative to say about the 392 outside of one minor detail, and you guys probably know what I'm about to say, but of course it's the fuel economy. Now, you know, I don't want you guys to think I'm saying anything negative about this thing because I said fuel economy. As you guys know, Jeeps aren't really known for having the best fuel economy, especially not one with a V8 like this. But I will say, I'm averaging 16 miles per gallon right now, which most people I've seen average like 12 or 11 even. And you know, I definitely don't drive this thing super hard, like I said. You know, I definitely want to take care of it, but when it's time to have fun, I like to have fun. So even with that kind of driving style, mostly city driving, some interstate driving, I'm still averaging 16 miles per gallon, which is very good considering what this thing actually is, considering how much it weighs, the aerodynamics, the engine, all those factors weighing in, and I still get 16 miles per gallon. Now obviously with Jeeps, there's no such thing as miles per gallon. You guys know it's all miles per gallon. And with this thing, it's pretty much infinite. So really nothing to be worried about. And if you're worried about fuel economy, then you can get the 4xe, the hybrid Wrangler. That would be a much better option if you are one of those people who, you know, you want to get into off-roading, you want to get a Jeep Wrangler, but you also are concerned about the fuel economy, then definitely the hybrid 4xe Wrangler is for sure a good choice for you. Not many people know what this thing actually is. Like, to most people, it just looks like a normal Jeep. You can't really tell unless you know what you're looking at or you know what you're looking for. For example, if you can see, it has obviously the bronze accents. So of course in the front here, we have the bronze tow hooks, we have the bronze outline in the Rubicon, we have the bronze outline in the 392. You know, some more bronze accents here as well on the trail rated badge. Of course, in the rear, we also do have a bronze tow hook as well. Moving into the inside here, we do also have the bronze Rubicon 392 stitched into the seats. Of course, we have the bronze stitching on the steering wheel. So, you know, little things that you look for to actually know that it's a 392. And some other things, of course, are the hood scoop here in the front for the hydro guide system. So, you know, if you know what you're looking for, you definitely know what this thing is. I've just been very surprised in my own experience that, you know, not really many people know that this is a 392 or, you know, a special Jeep. I've gotten more comments and compliments on my XJ compared to my 392. So moving back to any kind of issues, I literally haven't had any warning lights come on. I'm gonna do the first oil change here probably in about a month and kind of see how that turns out. You're supposed to do them every 6,000 miles, so hopefully within like a month I'll be closer to 6,000, and of course you guys will see that on here as well. Now you guys know I'm not a huge fan of the fuel economy, but that's really not something that matters for a 392 Wrangler. Let's move on to something that I wish the Wrangler actually had from the factory, and that is a full headliner. So whenever I first placed the order for my 392, I didn't want to get the headliner option from the factory, but they were actually out of that option. So I got it completely bare, no headliner whatsoever, and it kind of felt like I was inside of a shipping container anytime I came inside this thing. It definitely sounded just a little bit echoey, and it kind of still does have that sound, but obviously as you guys can see, I did install a full interior headliner. Now this I purchased separately from Cover King. I do have an install tutorial on this if you guys want to check that out on my channel. I think it actually improved the look of it more than it actually improved the functionality. I do think that you still do have some like echoey sound inside of here just because it's just a big box vehicle, but this thing definitely did help to dampen that echo sound that it did have before with just no headliner whatsoever. It also does kind of get rid of the wind noise and road noise, but I will say it definitely does still have a lot of road noise and wind noise, and that's very common for Wranglers, especially on highway driving or high-speed driving. You are going to get wind noise and road noise no matter what you get, especially with a Wrangler with, you know, big 35-inch all-terrain tires. You're going to get that sound no matter what, but having a full interior headliner will definitely help to dampen it, but I will say it didn't make as much of a difference as I was expecting. So, you know, obviously not complaining, just kind of stating an observation. I do think that it, for me personally, it made more of a difference of the actual aesthetics and the actual looks of it as opposed to actual like sound dampening. Something else that I've done with my 392 Wrangler here is a full exterior ceramic coating. I ceramic coated everything except for the wheels. Ceramic coating, if you're not familiar, is a hydrophobic coating that you can put on your vehicle. It goes on the glass, the trim, the paint, pretty much everything on the exterior. So I use the Adams Polish's advanced graphene ceramic coating. It's supposed to last for 9 years. I do have an install tutorial on that as well if you guys want to check that out. Now for me, it definitely did make a noticeable difference between actually being able to keep this thing clean and making it easier to actually clean it once it does get dirty. Now as you guys see right here, I did just come back from like a 250-mile drive, so it definitely is very dirty right now. It has a whole bunch of flies on the front right there, as you can see. Definitely have some on the windshield as well. And I drove it in the rain as well, so you can see probably a bunch of like water spots here on the hood. Of course, with the ceramic coating, it makes it a whole lot easier to actually clean it. It makes it very easy to get all those flies off the front. You don't have to sit there and scrub for minutes to just get a single fly off of your front bumper or the windshield or anything like that. You can literally just spray it and it'll come right off just like that. So I definitely would highly recommend getting your vehicle ceramic coated. Other than those two things, I really haven't done much else to my 392 other than just drive it and enjoy it. I do have a few things on my future to-do list, and the first one is actually a 3-hoop front grill guard. So as you guys can see right there, the front does look a little bit bare, not really too much protection over there. Obviously you do have that huge steel bumper, which I love, but I would like to get a grill guard to kind of protect the grill from, you know, anything that could be flying up on the road, anything that happens from off-roading or anything like that. It also serves to protect the winch as well. I've been searching for one to actually buy. The Mopar one has been out of stock for, you know, a few months since I've been actually researching them. There is a company called Maximus which sells pretty much the same thing. It's just a little bit more round, and those are in stock, so I'm kind of, you know, just deciding on which one I like better. I do think I like the Mopar one better, but if it's going to continue to be out of stock for, you know, the next half year, then I might just go ahead and get the Maximus one. For that, I would like to get a winch for the front, and I'm looking at the Warn Evo 12S or the Warn Xeon 12S. If you guys have any experience or suggestions, recommendations for what kind of winch to get for my 392, definitely drop those down in the comment section below. I am looking for one that would fit in the stock front bumper, so if you have any suggestions, make sure to drop those down below. As you guys just heard, the factory exhaust on the 392 does sound very good, but I would like to open it up just a little bit more. I am looking at getting the H-pipe from MRT to open up the sound. It just replaces the mid muffler on this thing. Basically just like doing a mid muffler delete, except it just comes with an H-pipe instead of just like a straight pipe. So that's something that I'm looking into as well. It's just like a few $100. I was also looking at the Borla Attack Catback, but that was, you know, a few thousand. And in my opinion, from the videos that I've watched, they both produce the same, you know, audible result in my opinion. Obviously it's not going to be the same from video versus in real life, but from a difference of a few thousand to a few hundred, I definitely think that I will be going with the H-pipe from MRT. So those three things are on my future to-do list, and those things are things that I am pretty certain about doing. There are also a few things that I have considered, but I haven't completely made my mind up on. And the first one is going to be 37-inch tires. Now, of course, this thing with the Extreme Recon package, it came with 35-inch BF Goodrich KO2s, all-terrains, 315 wides, completely from the factory. So it already does have upgraded tires compared to the base model of the 392. So, you know, 37s definitely would look better, would make it more capable, but I really wouldn't actually have a need to have bigger tires on this thing. The only reason I would do it is for the look of it. Definitely am happy with the stock 35s that are already on this thing, and they're, you know, extremely capable. I would like to test these things out in the snow this winter. I'm definitely looking forward to filming some snow videos with this thing for you guys, so definitely subscribe so you won't miss those. Next thing on my consideration list is a light bar. So not sure if it's going to be like a full light bar or just little light pods, but some kind of lighting I would like to get because it does already have factory auxiliary switches basically wired in. Let me show you guys where those are right now. So of course with the 392 here, you have these 4 auxiliary switches, so you don't have to drill through anything just to get a light bar switch in here. You just hit the button and you have 4 of them right there, you can see. Just hit the button and you can basically wire anything in there that you want. So I would want to get a light bar, I think, or a light pod maybe, and wire those up to the aux switches right there. Of course, since this Jeep does already have pre-drilled holes in the front bumper, I wouldn't have to do any kind of drilling. I could basically just use the factory pre-drilled holes that are already in there and mount the light bar or light pods on there that way. I could also mount the light pods up here with these factory locations right here as well. So definitely a whole bunch of options, and that's definitely one thing I love about the Wranglers is that they're highly customizable and that there's a whole bunch of aftermarket support for these Jeeps. So there you have it, guys. That is my 6-month review, 4,500 mile review of my 2023 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. Like I said, 0 issues whatsoever. I've been having a whole bunch of fun driving this thing, you know, upgrading it, and I'm looking forward to future drives, future off-road trips, and definitely going to be documenting those for you guys to check out on this channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. And of course, I am still planning on doing all those upgrades that I mentioned as well. So definitely don't want to miss those. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you also have a 392, make sure to drop your own opinions down below in the comment section. Definitely want to see what other 392 owners are saying about their vehicles. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any 392 or Jeep Cherokee XJ videos. And as always, thanks for watching.